So, nice to meet you, everyone. Great to be here. Thanks to Epic Web3 for the invite, as usual. They are one of the best organizers in the space. So kudos to the team for always putting up great events like today. So, Ema here. I take care of the growth at TAC, based in Italy. I spent quite a long time in crypto. I worked pretty much full-time in crypto for the past 10 years. And during my past experiences, like my last experience actually was at Consensus. I spent quite a bit of time there. And, you know, I learned some things, let's say, about the distribution and the EVM world that made me want to focus on a new project that I've been onboarded on for like the past year. So it's been quite a while building this. And right now, as I was telling you, I take care of the growth at TAC. So before starting, let me just give a bit of primer on what TAC is. I would like to keep this interactive, so if you have any question or whatever, feel free to stop me anytime. No worries. I'm here to try and, let's say, convey the messaging in the most clear and concise way as possible. So what are we doing with TAC? What is TAC? So TAC is a network extension of TON. TON is the official blockchain of Telegram. What does it mean, network extension? So if anybody of you use TON, maybe directly using Telegram, might have noticed that the language for developers is not Solidity or Viper, like most of the EVM developers are used to, but rather is based on FANCI and TAC, which are a bit different languages that have slowed down the onboarding of new developers into the TON and Telegram crypto ecosystem. With TAC, we are trying to fix this gap and basically bring EVM code, so Solidity, Viper, or any other EVM language, directly into TON and natively into TON. So anybody can build applications on the EVM side with TON, by using the same skill set that they might have learned, for example, building a DEX on the Ethereum ecosystem. But also, you can bring EVM dApps, like blue chip apps, like, I don't know, Curve, Morpho, Euler, or any other EVM dApp that you can think about, directly into Telegram. So this is just a bit of introduction explaining you why we are doing this. And let me go a bit more into the GM concept that is going mainstream, more deep into also why we think that Telegram is the best place to build right now and for the next years. So, I mean, everybody that is here in Cannes either loves to spend a lot of money at the French Riviera, or, I mean, I believe most of you will work in crypto. So I believe that you spend most of the day trying to clear up your Telegram backlog from the different groups, etc., etc. Telegram has literally become, in our opinion, it is becoming the next super app, right? So most of the people know it for the messaging side. There are some people in Italy that also buy weed on Telegram or do other stuff. But anyways, most of the people know it for the messaging side. And, you know, Telegram is getting more and more network effect. Right now, Telegram is one of the most used apps in general in the world, with over 1 billion users. Pavel Durov just announced it a few weeks ago. What many people don't know is that many things are being built on top of Telegram. And the biggest innovation that is being built, in our opinion, is definitely the possibility, the Telegram Miniapps framework that is based on the TON side, and everything else related to the payments. For example, the direct integration of USDT or ETHNA on the yield-bearing side as direct assets that are onboarded into Telegram. Now, what we believe that is the real innovation into this is a Telegram Miniapps framework. So Telegram created a new framework that, in our opinion, is super bullish. Basically, these Telegram Miniapps are apps that live directly into Telegram. There are many of them, actually. Later, we see some of them. But the real main points stays on the dev side, how this framework really adapts to the devs. Basically, Telegram Miniapps follow a dynamic HTML5 setup, so you can build any Telegram Miniapp with any basically language that is supported by browsers, TypeScript, JavaScript, even Unity, if you want to build games directly into Telegram mini apps. And more innovations come every week. So you have, for example, full screen, embedded authentication, the possibility to have payments inside, or advertising or push notifications. So it's pretty complete on the set of tools required by devs to make their apps compatible and good on the UX side. There is one last point, I mean, the reason why we're all here, right? The fact that mini apps are going more and more into the direction of directly supporting Ton native wallets, assets, and several things related mostly to the Ton blockchain, because the Ton blockchain effectively is the official blockchain of Telegram, and it has a native support into the mini apps. And in our opinion, the third point that you see there, it's what is really making, let's say, Telegram mini apps getting some steroids, and being able to target the whole crypto user base. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but there is a great app center. It's delivered as a Telegram mini app. You can just go in your search bar and type TapsBot, and you will see all the different mini apps that have been deployed on Telegram and that are available on Telegram. It has that iPhone or Play Store vibe of an app store. So it's super nice. There are games. There are many things. Actually, TMA spans across multiple categories, right? And of course, you see a lot of users, for example, on games, on user-generated content, even on not safe for work stuff. Right? Tinder for Telegram always works well, and there are many things that attract people's eyes. Also, we see many other dApps coming over. For example, on the crypto side, they're getting more and more traction. But for the moment, as I was saying before, definitely most of the users stays on the consumer side. So more and more categories of apps, like in the iPhone. I mean, I had an iPhone since 2008, right? And I literally saw like the App Store grow to what it is today. Before it was just iCopter, a couple of games, then Facebook deployed their app, then Instagram came over. The same is happening to Telegram. It's an ecosystem that is growing strongly with its developers. Now, why does all of this matter related to the work that we do with TAC? So, as I was telling you, TAC is an EVM network extension of Ton. In a nutshell, TAC is a layer 1. It's EVM OS based, so Cosmos SDK based on the EVM side. It's plain vanilla EVM OS, so up to Cancun it's fully compatible with EVM. It's basically EVM equivalent. The real magic stays in this Ton adapter. It's a cross-chain framework that works in an asynchronous way that enables the communication between Ton and TAC. So the experience for the users, when a user is using an app on TAC, the experience will be fully on Ton. We are onboarding several EVM blue chips. I mentioned some of them. Morpho, Euler, Curve are already live on TAC. And the experience stays fully on the Ton side. A user opens his Ton wallet, for example, the Telegram native wallet, swaps or lends Ton assets, right? It does all of this directly on Ton. So it doesn't even see TAC. It's a network extension that is fully transparent, and we are helping really extending the capabilities of Ton. We are making a very Ton-centric approach that enables to keep everything within Telegram. Why does this matter for Ton? Because we are able to onboard strong and sophisticated DeFi. It means that, take the 3 examples that I did before, right? Curve is a DEX. Euler and Morpho are lending markets that enable borrow side and yield side as well. We are onboarding vaults. We are onboarding several types of players that are sophisticated DeFi players that as of today struggle a bit to be onboarded on Ton because of the coding language barrier, because of course Morpho Curve and Euler are famous not just because of their brands, but because their Solidity or Viper contracts have been battle tested for years, right? Curve is famous because it's been battle tested. And this is what we are trying to bring on board onto the Telegram and Ton ecosystem. Battle tested DeFi that can be used in a secure way and where liquidity providers can safely put money. Now, there are three main DeFi primitives that we are targeting: the swap side, the borrow side, and the yield farming side. We believe that these three DeFi primitives are very suited to be distributed through consumer apps. In my opinion, and I was saying, I used to work at Consensus quite a bit, so I witnessed with my own eyes the creation of MetaMask swaps, right? That was a pretty simple concept, but that became this famous because of the distribution that Telegram had within the crypto ecosystem. And I seriously believe that if we want to make crypto accessible by retail and access it by retail, we need to tackle the distribution side. So imagine that these three DeFi primitives can be embedded transparently into consumer apps, into content apps, into games, into the different type of apps that retail people use and retail people use on Telegram. I provided some example here that I would love to review with you and to tell you more about. It's some ideas that we have been discussing with some of the biggest mini games and mini apps on Telegram, but also with the DeFi primitives that we are onboarding, like Veda. I don't know who knows Veda because it's more an infra player, but it holds over 3 billion in their vault system. Their boring vault system, it's a 4626 vault system, is one of the most famous in the whole crypto ecosystem. We are working with them quite a lot. So imagine this setup, right? To embed the yield one is my favorite, right? Because I love passive income. I've been trying to get passive income since when Maker and Compound came up. So the yield one is my favorite. So we're working with this mini game, right? And they tell me, Ema, we have an issue because people don't buy the game passes. Like we don't have a big retention on the game passes. So we came up with this idea. Imagine that Bob plays a game, this game that I was talking to you about. I cannot mention it. And this premium feature of this Game Pass that he would usually pay for, he gets it simply by depositing USDT. For example, locking 10 USDT. So in this case, Bob locks some USDT. Bob together with all the different people that play this game, right? Instead, the game send them the premium game booster or the Game Pass, and the Bob, Alice, and everybody else liquidity get deposited into a Veda vault. This Veda vault interacts with some protocols in the back, and this liquidity is invested in a high yield strategy. You can have some looping, you can tackle into RWAs, yield-bearing assets, etc., etc. In general, this DeFi strategy generates a yield. All this yield is the yield generated by all the users that collectively get the game passes technically for free, because they're just depositing money. And then the game developer can decide what to do with this collective yield. He can redistribute it according to a raffle, according to the leaderboard, and can take a cut for himself. So generate some stable and, let's say, more sustainable revenue for its game also. Because he basically acts like the distributor for this yield strategy, technically in the back. So the yield one is just an example. The one that I really love also is the gift card one. So I try as much as possible to live in crypto as much as I can. I use Bitrefill for a long time, and one thing that is coming up a lot in the Telegram ecosystem is the concept of online shopping into the Miniapps directly. So there are many retailers, many merchandisers that sell gift cards, eSIMs. You would be surprised to know how many people in certain regions buy gift cards and eSIMs directly on Telegram. So how does it work, the process? Let's take this company that basically sells gift cards. So usually they sell it in ton, right? So a user, for example, pays 6 ton for a gift card. What happens in the back? The merchandiser takes the 6 ton, liquidates them, so sell them for USDT, buy the gift card from a third party, send the gift card, take a cut. Now, let's say that we have a bullish user, right? A user that is bullish on TON, that does not want to get rid of TON. He can use the same concept of lending, of crypto lending and borrowing, by basically opting for a buy now, pay later, or maybe buy now, pay never, we'll see how, with this 6 TON that he has. So these 6 TON get deposited into a lending platform. The point is that the user don't need to access Zeroland, Morph, or Euler to do this. It's fully embedded in the game. Zeroland, by the way, it's one of our alpha partners as well, so kudos to the team that is building on top of TAC. And these 6 TON get deposited as a collateral into Zeroland. The necessary USDT are borrowed directly, so no action needed from the users, and the gift card is sent. Now, 2 things can happen. One thing is the TON price rises if the user is bullish, and it becomes a buy now, pay never, technically. The TON price decreases, and the user gets liquidated. This can also happen, definitely, but if the user gets liquidated to a certain extent, except for the fee, the process is the same for the user, because the user anyways has lost his TON when he sent them to buy the gift card in the first place. So again, this is another revenue that can be generated for the DeFi primitive in the back, but it's also a very good benefit for users that as of today, just consider that we're talking about retail users, not your power DeFi user that has incredible looping strategies on Aave or wherever else. So this retail user is actually able to access a buy now, pay later, or buy now, pay never maybe, strategy directly on his favorite merchandisers. Another one is the swap. We're working with Curve on this one. There are so many games, dice games, for example, that require USDT to be played. Imagine that a user comes and he only has TON or other assets. So what happens usually is he opens the mini app, he sees that he doesn't have the assets, TAC, churn rate. Nobody comes back to the app because they don't have the assets. So embedding a swap button directly inside the dice game or the game that we are targeting is the perfect solution, both to, let's say, distribute these the Curve swap APIs, but also for the different games to keep a consistent, let's say, to decrease consistently the churn rate of users coming to their dApps. Now, since I've been speaking for a long time, I will just come up to the conclusions. This is what we are working on. TAC right now is in testnet. Well, technically, the dev mainnet is already live, but it's only allowing devs or our partner dApps to deploy, to be ready for day 1 of the public mainnet. We are making strong progresses. Right now, we have a pre-market liquidity campaign. I think that we are around 650 million in TVL, pre-committed for the TAC mainnet. What is the real point? The real point is trying to make crypto mainstream. Hence, the title of my speech, right? GM, go mainstream. This is our idea of trying to distribute DeFi primitives to the whole world. We are making a bold bet on Telegram. We believe that Telegram is a great technology, and the Telegram team continues developing great features. Of course, we are making a direct TON-centric approach because we believe that direct DeFi will continue to be niche. You know, those power users that today go and do different strategies, do ARBs, hedging, etc., will not become retail. The way to really distribute DeFi primitives and sophisticated DeFi is to go through consumer apps, what people use. With TAC, again, we are extending the TON DeFi ecosystem with sophisticated, optimized, and battle-tested DeFi to make this a reality. We're having a lot of fun doing this, also with our partners. And in general, we believe that this is the way to go when we try and, you know, we want to bring these dApps and our partners mainstream. So yeah, I guess this is all. Hope you had fun, and if you had any question, feel free.